So this here, this is a Swiss axe that I actually bought in the military surplus section of Fleet Farm, Mills Fleet Farm, back in the day when they sold military surplus. Maybe they still do, I don't know, but my local store doesn't sell the old surplus anymore. But this was one of those things that they had a long time ago. You can see it's got the little Swiss symbol there. I think that's what it is. I might be wrong. The little medical symbol. I don't know. But it is a nice little unit. It's heavy. It's obviously dirty and it's not very sharp because I haven't taken care of it. But a long time ago, I was being stupid and I drilled a hole through the handle so I could hang it on a screw on the wall upside down. And when I did that, I actually broke part of the handle out. And instead of putting a whole new handle on, because I kind of like how it has that indent there, I'm just gonna glue it. Right now I got some duct tape holding that on there, but pretty stupid of me. I shouldn't have done that. I can always scrape this off later. I have no idea how old it is, but I've had it a long time. So I went ahead, got some wood glue, kept it inside overnight so it wouldn't freeze. I really don't ever do this, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now, there. I'm gonna let that sit overnight and dry. And then I will lightly sand all the excess glue off that apparently has already started drying. Alright, glue's been drying. Other than making a mess, it seems to have worked pretty good. I don't really use wood glue much. Got some 80 grit sandpaper here. Might be a little rough for this, but basically I'm just gonna sand this until it's nice and smooth and looks good. Alright, so I sanded it a little bit. It looks better. Better than it was. That glue kind of got all over everything, so there's still some in there that I need to get out, but I can't really stain this thing or really put any kind of protectant on it or whatever. Even linseed oil, I don't have any, but it is a lot smoother now. And at some point I'll probably stain it. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. I kind of just wanted that little wood piece back on there. That was stupid of me to drill this hole in the first place, so that was dumb. Another thing I really like about this is how wide the head gets on there, which kind of tells me maybe that it's geared more towards splitting instead of chopping, or maybe both. Maybe it's a hybrid. I don't know. But I am curious at how well it might split. So I'm going to put a new edge on that. But I am curious how well it would split. So I'm going to try and put a better edge on that. Got my work sharpener here, which bought this from Menards, and I can't remember what I paid for it. It was either close to 100 or it was over 100, but in my opinion it was worth every penny. This thing's been great. I did buy an extra set of belts for it, so I have double of all the belts that came with it when I bought it, just, you know, for spares. But grab a drop cord here and see if we can fix this here. So I'm going to switch over to a more coarse grit here to put the initial edge on it, and then I'll switch to a finer one to fine tune it. Now on this sharpener there are guides for knives and whatnot, but whenever I sharpen like an axe or anything with it, I kind of just freehand it, I guess you could say. And I'm sure there's a more technical way of doing this stuff than I am doing it, but I kind of just eyeball it, and when I think the edge looks better, I just go with that. And I've had pretty decent success doing it that way. It's been a while since I've used this thing. I am going to grab a clamp. Of course, the clamp that I like is not here, so I have to use this thing. What edge is worse? That edge is way worse. I'm going to start with that. Now, I'm sure right away everybody's going to see me doing a million things wrong, but this is just how I'm going to do it. Let's see, that's high and low. This thing tells you everything that you should know. I can't remember what setting it's supposed to be on. Speed 2 for camp and lawn tools. Alright, so speed 2. Alright. Trying really hard to maintain the same angle. Can already see it now. Somebody out there is going, "No, that's not how you do that." Yeah, it's getting sharper. Looking a lot better too. It's actually more equal now than it was. I think that's a good enough edge on each side to move on to a finer belt. There we go. Can't really remember what the grits are on all this. All these bills. That one's really fine, so I guess this is my next best option. Whoops. Sweet. I think for fun I'm going to do an even finer. I wouldn't say it's razor sharp, but it's sharp. Sharp enough. Honestly, if I couldn't split a piece of wood with it the way it is now, then I shouldn't even be touching these tools, because I think it has plenty of sharpness to cut something. Definitely not as sharp as my fireside friend or my Fiskars, which is over there, but it's sharp enough that if I moved my finger that way, it would probably cut it. Well, I'm pulling it pretty tight, so it's going to cut easy anyways, but kind of just rips apart on me. Don't need my new chainsaw instructions anyway. So it's not as sharp as it could be, but like I said, good enough that if this doesn't split a piece of wood in half, then I have no business even trying. At least it's more equal now than it was. At least it's not lopsided. My GoPro's not going to show this very well, but more centered. So put this in my truck and I'll go to where all my log rounds are at and try to split a few. Sweet. So in my opinion, this Swiss axe really splits pretty decent. But unfortunately, the handle's fallen apart on me. Partially because I suck at swinging. But I noticed the actual back side of the handle here cracked. I don't know if that's just from age. Obviously, swinging this the wrong way kind of caused it to crack, but maybe it didn't. Maybe just the blunt force on the head caused that. I don't know. But that kind of sucks because I like this axe, and I don't know if there's any way I could wrap this handle somehow to keep it from blowing apart, because I don't want this axe head flying away on me. But it's kind of a hard axe handle to replace. And to my surprise, I've actually been finding these for sale online, only they're a lot more expensive than what I paid for this. Because back when I bought this as military surplus, it was not very much. It was only like 20 or 30 bucks if I remember right. But anyway, aside from the handle being the way it is, the axe head itself is pretty decent. And like I said, it's great for both chopping and splitting, because you notice there that the head gets pretty wide, and I think that's what makes it so easy to chop or split with, I mean. And I did get the edge halfway decent, sharp enough anyway. But yeah, so that's a little bit of a bummer with the handle, but I'll address that in another video. Thanks for watching.